I was only in this area here, you know, and then I moved over to this area, then I moved over to this area, then I moved to this area, then I moved over to this area, then I moved over to this area, then this area, then this area, then this area, and then the latest one is this one, and it's very, very cool because, you know, you're thinking, oh, well, it's just poop, you know. Well, it's your opinion, but it's very, very cool. You just gotta think about the right ones. Like, say, for instance, if you look just next to the map, there's a little like red axe. Now that red axe is telling you that these people in here are weak to axes. Now, when you first start off, you don't really have any weapons and whatever. You just basically start out with nothing, so you can unequip everything, and every time you unlock a new island, you get a new spot for your weapons, so it's pretty cool. So yeah, and what you do is you wear different armors to protect you from different things. So but once you get the vampire set, then you're kind of good. The only downside is they have this thing called, well, the wrong attack. So say for instance in this area, I need to use piercing weapons, and I need to be safe with axes. So my weapon should be the piercing ones. So in the third slot, you know, all the daggery sort of ones, and then basically it gives you a little bit of chance to get through. And then you know, it wants me to use stuff to stop getting hurt as much. So like for instance, if you see a red lightsaber in this one, we have to use hammers because they're weaker to it. I mean, we can use any weapon, any area, but if you use the dedicated weapon, you will well, have more damage and stuff. The only thing that's wrong with this game, in a way, which is kind of fun, is when you're doing the boss hunt. Like for instance, it says the weakness is axes, so it wants me to use axes against this dude. But it says the enemy weapon is hammers, so it wants me to keep on with the smash things. So if you see a little hammer, that means smash. If you see an axe, that means cut. And if you see a like that, for instance, that means piercing damage. So, well, that was actually pierce defense, but still. And then all you do is just go around and, you know, every time you're doing something, no matter what it is. Like for instance, I just got 1600 health, but you know, at the start I wouldn't be able to take down these guys because these guys are well, quite high in health, and you only started out with like, I think it was like 10 health and stuff. But if you want to see what it was like on the beginning, just go and check it out, you know. But yeah, you just keep going around, and every time, like say for instance this dude, you kill him, you get a better weapon. And then certain weapons, like say for instance these, if I get you know, 100 of these weapons, then I can improve this weapon. So you get normal weapons, and then you get better weapons. However, when you get in your armor, like say for instance this, I need 2 more, and then I can improve this. Not too sure what it'll do, but if it just gives me health, then yeah. But yeah, so you get 100 weapons, and then you can improve it to a divine weapon. It seems like the legendaries are a bit easier. However, if you're planning on playing this for like a 24 hours, you will definitely get a lot of better stuff. And like everyone's, this is all the grey weapons, you know. And the vampire set, well, if all goes well, I'm actually getting stuff back. So, you know. So while we're on this guy, what we do is we change to all the piercing ones. And now we got a bit more damage going. And that's the legendary piercing one. So, you know. And, you know, we'll eventually get everything else. We just need to get this to 100 and this to 100. And then we'll be able to crack on. Get a bit more. But, you know, so the more you do something, the more it's going to get easier and easier and easier. So, yeah. Like, for instance, there's certain things that help you out. Like, for instance, those two lines, that's dodge. That heart, that means health. That orange, like, little explosion thing, that's critical damage. You know? And then that's your defense. So if you see a yellow, like, explosion one, like in this area, I'm meant to be having cut defense on. So my helmet is fine, but my shield isn't. But because I've been doing it for a while, it is pretty much killing them. And as I say, I've got pretty much everything near enough unlocked. It's just that I haven't got the skills to get through them yet. So once I unlock, you know, more damage, more health, you know, all that sort of stuff, then I am going to do it. So what I'm meant to be wearing is a shield. You know, and then you know, I'm meant to be trying to go through it as best as possible. But as you can see, and every time you open up a new land, like you see these little gates here, these ones, these are little areas where you can get through, and they make it kind of sneaky, so you can get through to one area really quick. You know, sometimes you can't, but yeah. So it's entirely up to you how you play it, but obviously, like for instance, if you only want to work on one thing, then that's fine. But like for instance, all these guys are using piercing damage. And you see that tree? It's got an axe and a shield. Well, that means defense. If you see it with a shield, that means defense. If you see it on its own, that means attack. So, yeah. Like for instance, this area, I have to switch. That might be the only annoying part about the game, is you have to keep on switching. But if you've got skills, you know, eventually you don't really have to worry about, you know, anything, because you can just basically go Hachu and then sneeze and then just basically kill them all. And then yeah, because basically how it's meant to be is these orange little skulls that you see. So like say for instance here, the orange skulls, they're like the side bosses. The purple things, they're like your weapons. And then the purple shields is meant to be your armor. And then if you ever see a red, like for instance on this one, the red means the boss. So once you kill the boss, then something happens with your portal over here, which I'm not too sure what's going on with that. So stay tuned for that. But some reason you can then it opens up another gate, and then that next gate leads you to another area, and then that new area leads to new weapons and stuff. Like say for instance, if I get another 5 more piercing dagger type things, then I can improve on my weapons. However, the next weapon that I need to improve on more is axes, because that's what the next area is trying to do. It's trying to get you to use axes and trying to get you to wear the smash armor. So, you know, we'll give it a go and see what happens. But yeah, but in most areas there's like trees, so you know, if you can't kill anybody in those areas, just keep on taking out the trees, because look, like I said, for instance, that tree is giving me smash damage from my hammers. This one's giving me also those. So you just keep on going in certain areas and then keep on doing them as best as you can, and then eventually you'll be able to get into the next area. Like, for instance, this area that I'm going to go into next is quite hard. And like, as you can see at the moment, I can just basically pile through all these things, and then no one has a chance. But like everyone's in this area, I'm meant to be using hammers, so you know, it's kind of nice. And then yeah, so just keep on going through these areas. When you start getting really powerful, some of the things don't really matter as much. Like in this area, I'm meant to be using the sort of piercing daggers sort of thing, but it doesn't really work out too well. But you know, I've kind of got it in a way, so yeah. So yeah, so the new area that we're meant to be going to is here, which we can't quite get to, and there's new armor in there, which is nice. And I still need another 17 axes, so you know, so like for instance in this area, what we're meant to be doing is putting all the axes on, and then that will give us more damage. And supposedly what we're meant to be doing is wearing like the smash armor, but because we're so powerful with the weapons and our health, we can just basically walk through and just, you know, have parties. Like say for instance, when you see the little guys like that, it is pretty cool. And if you ever want to see the legendaries, then these are the ones. But as I say, they come up like every 3 days, so yeah. Unless you're really lucky and you can do the event, then you know, then you have to keep on fighting, because the event's kind of cool, but it is kind of hard at the same time. Like for instance, the dude that you've got to keep on fighting, now he's easy, but however, every time he hits you, his next attack is stronger, and his next attack might be the one that kills you. So yeah, it's kind of annoying. But the good news is, every time you kill these things called crystal dudes, or maybe not crystal dudes, but crystal enemies, or whatever you want to call them, you can get a little bit of defense or attack power. And the more you have up, the better. Like say for instance, it's usually, if I play the full hour or 2 hours, I can usually get to about 70 to 80 crystals. So that means my defense is up and my attack power is up. But yeah, so we'll see how it goes, and then if we're feeling like it, we might give it a go. So yeah, so that's that. And now we change to the piercing, which we don't put the grey one on because all other ones are better. Because as I say, that one's a legendary one. And then we're meant to be using the cut defense in this one, so the helmet is fine again. And then as you can see, you know, so every 100 of these grey ones, we get a new well, not exactly a new weapon, but we get a better weapon. So like I say, for instance, our grey daggers will be making a better grey divine dagger. Like for instance, you can see the level, so level 5, 2, 2, and 1. So yeah, so it's a bit annoying in the sense that you can't just like level them up like really easy and stuff, but you know, so it's a waiting game. Like say for instance, look at that, go wait 5 minutes, kill that tree, and then like say for instance, you got to wait 2 hours to get that shield. So depending on what you're going for, you might want to try and keep it going. And this is a cool game, and if I haven't said it yet, it's called Butcher Hero. So it's kind of nice, but it's your basic killing game. So if you like killing stuff and you just feel like, you know, want to let loose, then this would be the game for you. But it can get a bit annoying. Like I'll show you when I get into this next area, because I've only just opened it up, and then some reason over time, as I say, you get better, and it helps with the next ones, and then so forth and so forth. So, but yeah, so I don't really have to worry about much, but these guys are hitting quite hard. Like, as you can see, over 100,000 damage. And I'm meant to be wearing the piercing defense. So you see anything with that on, like that tree that I just got. And then, but because I'm wearing the vampire set, there's a chance that I can heal, and then I can get through. But some of them are still, like for instance, look at that. He's doing 500,000 damage. So that's why you want to work on your like those dudes. Like I can get 16 dodge, and then those are quite cool. But as you say, as you can see now, in each area there is areas where there is people who have hearts. So you can basically get more health. So if you want more health, and like say for instance these, if you want more critical damage and stuff, you want to get the orange ones. If you want a critical chance, unless you're using the blue dagger, then you know, because that's supposedly 100% critical damage, which is very nice. Whereas everything else, well, they just have to go for it. Like for instance, that is better, but I haven't. It's not better in stuff. Like that one's kind of cool because it says every time I'm missing a bit of health, it regenerates quicker. But it's not quite there yet. And look at that, see, 600,000 damage nearly. And because I'm keep on getting stronger and stronger, I can kind of handle it. I only did this boss once, so I don't know what it's going to be like when he comes back. But yeah, but as you can see, eventually, you know, I can kill loads of things and just keep on getting your health. Just keep on getting the trees, you know, anything that's in the areas, you know, and then hopefully you'll be able to did you see the health then? It went over 2 million, and then went under, went over, went under. And see, look, now I'm picking up more, so I can get more hammers. And if I make it to 100 that, then this hammer will become level 2, which then it will go to 267, which is going to be very nice. And then the more you do that, obviously the better you're going to be, and then the better you be, then hey, like for instance, these orange dudes, look at that, he's got 3,500 piercing damage defense. So if you can kill him, that is going to help you out the next time when you come in this area. Like if you want, you can wait 5 hours, you know, if you want, but sometimes it doesn't really work out like that. And sometimes these little guys, look at that, he's doing 600,000 damage. But because my dodge is quite good, and because I'm using the vampire set, it's quite nice. However, it's not always the best armor yet. Obviously, when I get more health and stuff, like say, for instance, these yellow ones, this is critical chance. So the more this is up, the better chances you've got to do critical damage. And the more critical damage, well, if you know your games with criticals, that means it's going to kill them even quicker. Like, for instance, all these guys, they're nerfed like over 1 million things, but hey. And then, as you can see, when you can see where you've been, see, like, for instance, that axe is coming back. I haven't been to that orange area yet, so I'll go there now. And then we'll go to the axe area, and then we'll call it there. Unless, for some reason, if you want to see more, like, for instance, if you wanted to, you can give me a challenge and say, could you go into the hammer area and have no weapons on and no armor, and see how you do. Eventually, I'll be able to go into any area, I'm hoping, and kill everything, in one shot, possibly. But when that'll be another story. See, like, for instance, the ones that are in the areas, like the area I just got from, they're less time, whereas the main ones, these are here, so that's 2 hours. So it's kind of silly, really, but yeah. And then, as you can see, the blues are back. So you go back down for the blues, and then some of the axes are coming back, and then, just keep on doing like that as best you can. And then, just keep on going and going and going. And then, like everyone's 2 or 3 days, depending on how many hours you play it for, you will get better. Like, as I say, when you first start out, you've got no weapons. Eventually you kill that dude that we just killed then, and he gives you the axe, and then eventually, so in this area, we're meant to be using axes. Now this area I haven't done yet, so it's a bit on the side, and as you can see, the legendary is better, but yeah. But we don't know yet, and we're only just waiting for the axe. And supposedly what we're meant to be wearing is smash armor, so anything with like this little shield. So like I say, we're in this one heals you, which is nice. This one is good, but you have to have 3 different weapons. Now that's kind of cool if you were in an area that has, any weapon can be used. I mean, any weapon can be used in any area, just that, like, for instance, in this area, it says about using, axes. So it's crazy. And like, for instance, this one, any 3 weapons can improve the damage. So you want to use that, which is nice. And then basically that's how you want to be looking. But there is other things as well. Like, say, for instance, this one gives you max health, but that's not exactly great compared to 60 health, and then 70,000. So and then there's a shield here, which gives you cut damage, which is nice, but it's not exactly a better shield. So so what you want to do is go in here and just work on the trees, work on the small stuff, and if you're lucky, with your legendary axe, you can double your stuff. So you will be able to get some health and some smash damage. If you ever see the hammers and the shield, these are what you want to try and get rid of. Now these are doing 162,000 damage, and it's taken a while to go through, but like, as I say, that guy is what I want, but what you have to do when you're first starting out is hitting him, run away like a little scaredy cat, and hoping the dodge kicks in, and then waiting until they're over 700, and then. But as you can see, he's gonna kill me. So then once you get killed, you end up back there. So kind of nice. Right. So what we'll do is we'll just have a quick go on this guy and see what's going on. See, now he's easy, but he's also hot. So he wants. Axes. So we're basically wearing the gear anyway. So sometimes we can get the first one down without no other stuff. But if you look on the map, you'll see these little crystals there and there. Now, the more you kill those, red ones for the attack, and then blue ones for defense, and then eventually, if you do kill them, then you get more of these. Now, by doing this, there's more chances of getting more stuff. Like, look at that, 10,000 health. So, and if you do want, if you're thinking that you can do better, then you can put your vampire stuff back on, and then sometimes it works quite nicely. Like, as you can see, he's over 60 million. I've only got barely 3 million, and I'm sort of standing toe to toe. But if you look at his damage, that was 513,000, and then 563. So they kind of take it up a notch. But yeah, that's Butcher Hero, and yeah, it's a very cool game. If you like beating people up over and over and over again, and you're very patient, great times. But before we go, let's just show you what he looks like without, and show you what we started off with. So this is how we started out. We started out down here. But as you can see, over the time, we've still got damage and stuff. So we can do... So we're meant to be doing damage to these. See that guy there? Weird. Maybe we did get an axe when we first started. Maybe we did get that. But yeah, so as you can see, we're getting chinned by these guys, but that's only because we haven't got the stuff on. So we'll just put these on really quick. And then, and if you hit these, you get more stuff as well. So if you work on your dodges, then it's cool. And because we started out thingy, then it's gonna. But we'll show you what happens. So, and eventually these guys get really, really easy. Because when you kill the red ones, their attack goes down, or your attack goes up, and then when you kill the blue ones, the defense goes down. And as you can see now, there's a little bit more. And so as you can see, I'm meant to be wearing smash damage, but the vampire sets usually help out quite well. Now, how you get the vampire sets is you gotta try and firstly, the first one you gotta try and do is try and get into this area up here. And then the second set is you gotta try and get into this area. So you see where that blue arrow is? That's that one. And you see where that blue axe is? That's the other one. Now, what it means is that when attacking, heals 2.6% of the damage dealt. It's not exactly 100%, but hey. And then it says like ability upgrades at level 100. So when we get to level 100, then it's got upgrade. But if we get to 200 of these, then it'll be better. And because we just got a little bit more defense, then we might be able to stay alive. But look, see, 325, 351, 357, 383, 398, 441. See, that's the only reasons why he gets annoying, because every time he hits even harder and harder and harder. So yeah, but otherwise though, guys, yeah, it is very cool if you can get there, because look at all the stuff that you can get. Like, I'm usually getting to about I think usually around here. So when it gets to about 50%, that's usually me. But you know, but as you can see, like, say for instance, the next one, it'll give me green weapons. The next one will give me blue weapons, and then it'll give me some grey and green. And then these chests, that's when you're at 25%. Those give you more, and then you get extra couple of chests. So you get more and more. And then when you reach 50, you get 3 of those, 3 purple chests. So, and then you still get the 2 little chests that you usually get anyway. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed whatever it was that we did. And yeah. But as I say, how you started off, I'm pretty sure you started out with nothing. But maybe you did start out with an axe, and then thingy. But it's a bit wrong now, because look, I can just hit 1 and then go boom. But you know, everybody is going, you know. And then all it was doing was just constantly going round all these areas and picking up my health, picking up my axes, and eventually, you know, I could kill all these in no time. And now, as you can see, we're up and we got more stuff. So, like, say for instance, we do that, and then eventually, when you get the upgraded version, you know, that's this, and then boom. And it tells you every time how much damage you do into it, so, you know. So eventually, when you're walking around with these, like, say for instance, if you want, we can wait and we can show you. We can try and get 4 of those. Ooh, we need 2 of those. We can get a green. So let's see. Ooh, the green's back. Cool. Right, okay. So, time to suit up. Autobots? No, in this case it's Budges. Suit up. Roll out. But yeah, so do all these. Now, the legendary one is cool, but so let's go and show you what happens when we get 100 green ones. And I say, it doesn't take that long for me now to go round everywhere, but when you first start out, it will take a while. See, look, now we just need 1 more. So if you were only going for one certain thing, you would just go round and just go, hey, and just kill that dude, and then that's it. Like, say for instance, there's 100 there. And that's for the green dagger. Actually, what are they called? Shards. So whatever they are, that's what we are gonna improve on. And then I need another 9, the green ones. Obviously, I might need a lot more the green hammers, because, well, as I say, I only just leveled it up the other day, so like, say for instance, there's 101. Doesn't really matter if it's 101 or more, 100 or more. Just basically, it just goes. So for instance, all you do then is just go to that weapon. So we want this one, and then it does evolve. And then, as you can see, it's giving me like near enough another 20,000 damage. And then that green one then just goes back down and starts up again. You know, You can still use these weapons, but you know you probably don't want to, because obviously that axe is doing 1,000 damage, whereas this axe is doing 126,000 damage, and then 170,000, and then 112. So don't really want to do that. And then what was the other one that we needed? More fangs, which we ain't really going to be using that one as much for a while anyway. And look, we'll go through it with the hammers this time, and we'll show you that we're good, but we're not great. So as you can see, it doesn't do it in like one shot, like what we want to do. So what you want to do is just go, and eventually this is what we're going to be improving on. But obviously we don't really need that anymore, but later on it might be a thing. Like for instance, if I use the VIP4, I can get 5 weapons. So so if anybody wants to see me spend well, whatever it is, I don't know where it is, but I would love to get all these chests and stuff, but I think that's only when you're VIP and you can get some more stuff like the daily chest. Like we don't have a daily chest at the moment, we just have daily stuff. So I'm not too sure how you go ahead and buy that 100%. But the good news is as well, if you really poop and you just don't think you can get all these things, then what you could do is just wait down here, and like there's some chests that open up, and then like for instance that I could watch an advert and I get 1,000 cut defense. So any people that you're having trouble with that's using axes, well, that's going to be that's going to be for you. So if you don't fancy playing the game, but you want to actually play the game, then that is what you want to be doing. Now, sometimes with these on, because they're fast, it will kill them quite quick. As you can see, because I'm doing speed, I'm able to get these killed in no time. But it's not recommended. But if you look on them, like for instance, if you look at the tree, it's got a red axe, a green arrow, and then a red hammer. So the arrows are meant to be saying what's in here, and then the other ones are saying it's kind of bad. So, but some of the bosses and stuff, you can use all the things, and then as I say, if you go to this, boom, and then you got that, and there's a slight chance it might be better. So 87. No, well, it's better than that one, but this weapon always deals critical damage. So, like for instance, you can tell which weapon it is because it's constantly doing it. So it's this one here, the third one, the bottom left. That one is always doing it. And as you can see now, we've got a bit more things. So let's go and see if we can get the next one. And then I think we'll call it there, because it takes longer. The longer your video is, the longer it takes to upload and stuff. So, and it also takes more space from your device. So that's why live streaming is usually better in a way, because you can see it. And see, look, we're not using axes, but we're doing a lot of damage, and we're keeping up the speed of the health healing. And the legendary arrow is even better because that one supposed to be gets faster as it goes. And see, look, we just got an extra couple more axes. So if I stayed around a bit more, I could do the next axes. So there's one there, and then I can get more stuff. And as you can see, we just did another one. So as you can see though, his hitting power, every time he hits, his next attack gets even stronger. So that's why you want to work on defense, dodging, and anything else. And as you can see, we just got him then. That's why, in a way, what you want to do is always move away like that way, so it gives you a chance to replenish yourself. But see, look, 416 he's starting out on now. So there's more chance of him, you know, killing us. But then all you gotta do, as I say, is you just gotta go around killing all these. And if you want to know how many there is on the field, you just look at that crystal golems on the map. And I think we just died, so it's a bit of a game over on that one. But the more you kill them, the more defense you got, and the more defense you got, the less chance he's got in hitting them. So what you don't want to do as well with this guy, which I figured out, is doing your normal wussy run. So hitting, running away, hitting, running away. Because when you go back to him, that 2 hits that you could have got on him, probably only going to be 1 hit now, because he's doing, say for instance, he'd be doing 300,000 damage. Now he's going to be doing 350 damage. So if your health is wrong, then hey, I'm not too sure where this portal goes, if it is a portal, or it's just a nice crown. Hey, I got a crown. But yeah, I don't know where it is. But either way, thank you very much, guys. If all goes well, I'll see you soon. And if you do watch this video, tell me, hurry up, get live streaming on, and then we will try